Hi guys. So I should have shared this during the meeting, but I didn't actually think of it until then. But this is one thing that really helped me a lot when I first got started, and still helps me every day. When you're first figuring out like how to best do everything, and I'm not saying this is the best, but how to accomplish all the things that you need to accomplish in any given week. So what I do is this is just when I was drinking from the fire hose, like what I had to do. I made a list of like, what do I need to do weekly? What do I need to do daily? Are there any specific things I do on certain days? And then what's like extra? And I made that into like a weekly plan. And maybe this looks overwhelming, but I'll just kind of explain it. And it also helps me to kind of like block these things off so I don't feel like I have to do everything all at once. So I'll just kind of go through like what I do. And if you think this is helpful, great. If you don't think it's helpful, that's fine too. So the first thing I put here on every single day of the week, my first thing I do when I log in is answer student questions. And that's just my personal preference. I try to get back to kids as soon as possible. A lot of our students work at night. So I answer their questions because I didn't hear them in the middle of the night. First thing. So every single day I'm answering student questions. That's just like one thing that I always do. But then on Monday, so I answer student questions. Then I'm going to send out my weekly emails. And so I send out advisory and content emails each Monday. So I put that on my schedule. And then what I do on Mondays is I just grade. Usually Mondays is my heaviest grading day because students worked over the weekend. And so there's just a lot to grade there. And so I'm going to grade everything in my list. That's why I put all, like I'm going to grade that whole thing. And I'm also going to log any contacts I had over the weekend. And that's what I do on Mondays. And I don't feel like I need to be dabbling in all of these other things. And of course, there's always exceptions to things and I'll end up dabbling in whatever. But this is like what I'm focused on for Monday. So I'm going to always answer student questions, send my weekly emails, grade everything in my list, and log the contacts from the weekend. That's what I do Mondays. Then on Tuesday, I'm going to answer student questions. But I usually don't grade on Tuesdays. I just graded everything on Monday. We have 72 hours. So you don't need to grade on Tuesdays. I mean, you can if you want. On Tuesdays, I do the intervention. And so usually that takes a good amount of time depending on what the intervention is and how many kids I have in that intervention. So I do that on Tuesday, making a lot of phone calls, texts, emails, whatever it is. And I also log it on my contact tracker and I log it in the SIS. And so that's just personal preference. I like to just log it then and I'll edit it later. But that's what I do on Tuesdays. Then move on to Wednesday. So again, I'm answering student questions. Then Wednesday, I'm going to grade. Since I didn't grade the day before, I'm going to grade my whole list on Wednesdays. And I'm also going to follow up on the intervention that I did yesterday. And so like, say I called and left a message on Tuesday, then maybe on Wednesday, I'm going to send a follow-up text. Again, personal preference, but I like to give them a chance to respond and then follow up with the next method the next day. And so since I have it on my schedule, it's really easy to remember to do that. Thursday, I'm going to answer student questions and then follow up on the intervention again. And then Thursday is usually like a good catch-up day for me because I just graded the day before, so I could grade, but I might catch up on anything else that I need to do on Thursdays. And then Friday, I'm going to answer student questions again. I'm going to grade. So I just grade Monday, Wednesday, Friday in general. So I'm going to grade my whole list on Friday. And I'm going to check the attendance report because that comes out on Friday. And usually I have a few kids, that I'm monitoring more closely. I might call or text them. Depending on, what that situation is. And then one thing I also do on Friday is always plan my whole next week. And so I actually make this paper for myself every week. I realize I should probably do it electronically or something, but it's helpful for me to write it all out. And then I will fill in my own personal things. Like I have a club that I run, and then like my personal office hours and stuff. But I just tried to make this general so you guys could see. And then the other thing I do is like that if there's time on each day. So on the 2 days that I don't usually grade, if there's time, I'll grade. And I list that here. And I know that seems kind of silly, but when I write it down to myself, like if I get done with my work really early, I'm like, what could I do today? Oh yeah, I could grade. So then I don't have to grade as much tomorrow. So things to do if there's time, add content to the courses, any course development work that you're doing, like anything that you're working on, for the next quarter. And another thing I like to do with my free time is analyze the grade books, who's doing well, who needs some more attention. Why is this person failing? Just take more time to actually look at the grade books. And so that's kind of something I try to do on Mondays if I have time. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, on Wednesdays, I try to send out some positive emails. If I have time, go find those kids that are doing great and, give them some positive reinforcement. And then Fridays, I try to send out like help or people who need help emails or like a video of like, here's what you could do if you want to work over the weekend to catch up or anyway. So it's been really helpful for me to block it out like this, to keep myself organized, make sure that I get all of the weekly tasks done, but that I don't feel overwhelmed because when I first started, I think I was trying to do all of these things each day. And that was like too much. So, this is what I've come up with. I'm sure there's many other and better ways to do it, but I thought I would share that, just how I block out my time and schedule my tasks. So let me know if you have any questions about that.